Premier is here. Premier Heating and Air is offering rebates starting at $1,000 with the purchase of a new heating and air system. Upgrade your system before the summer heat is here. Premier Heating and Air offering free Wi-Fi thermostats included with the purchase of a heating and air system. And now pay just $89 for a system checkup. Experience the Premier difference today. Or log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to be here today with my dear friend, Miss Beverly Brown. And you know, if you see her in the shot, we are at the Lawrence County Library. And we're in the children's section in here, in front of this wall that I want you to tell our viewers what this is.
So back in 1997 or 96, when the building was renovated, this was a part of the donations that we received to help with the renovation of the building. So if you see the orange colored bricks, those are from companies, and then the light gray, those are families and children's, and my name's up there too, and yours probably is up there too, right, James?
I'm looking for it.
Yeah. So this is, you know, when we have visitors from out of town, they always talk about this area right here, the children's area, and they always ask about these bricks.
Yeah, it is, and they're beautiful too. It is, and as you was talking, I look across there, and so many people have gone on to be with the Lord, but they supported this library wholeheartedly, didn't they?
Yes, and I sometimes just come in here when I get a chance and look for names and see people that have passed away, and I just have a big smile on my face because I remember those people, and their name lives on here at the library.
Well, we're taping this early in the morning. The library don't open till 9 on, this is a Monday we're recording, but I came in this morning and I see all these, like Santa's elves going around the library, all these busy bees, and they're, you may not open to 9, but y'all have to get going early. You're organizing, straightening, fixing, putting books back out, and it takes a lot to run an operation like this, don't it?
Oh, yes, it does. And lots of people who visit us over the years, and then if they were to get a job here and they start working, they're surprised at what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's, and I look across here, this is so inviting to children to come in and read. And, you know, I was looking at a survey this past week, and first of all, some of you heard me say this on TV and you've questioned me about it, but the way we know in Georgia, you know this, how many prison beds we need is based on 3rd grade reading levels, which is so sad.
It is.
But if you can't read at a 3rd grade level when you get there, you behind the 8 ball. I mean, it's going to be tough, but I saw a poll out last week said in 2012, 62% of parents read to their children. Well, this year, it's down to 27%. Yes. If we're not reading to them, and some women, and I like the idea, and my wife did it, read to that child in the womb because they hear that mama's voice and that soothing voice. But reading is so important, isn't it, Beverly?
It is, and that's where we need to start. We need to start before the child is born and just continue that. And those first few years are just essential. It is so important that we read to our kids. And thank God we have all these programs and services in our community that will help with that. And the library has so many things going on this summer. And I know that's why James is here, so I can tell you about it.
You
Isn't
better
that right,
believe
James?
it. I got my newsletter last week, and I immediately picked up my phone and called you and set a date so we could get together. But when you always got a lot going on, but when I saw that newsletter, I know you just had a magician here the last week or two, but so that's already happened, but it was just like all kind of events. I mean, I started reading it and I thought some of them I recognized, some I didn't recognize, but we're going to talk about that and some more things, but we're going to take a quick break and come back right after this.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future. That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter. Member FDIC.
If you're wondering when the best time to buy a new car is, it's right now. Hi, this is Don Carswell at Dublin Nissan in Dublin, Georgia, and the best day to buy a new car is every day. So whether you're looking at the all-new Murano, a brand new 2025 Versa, or you're looking for a great deal on a Z, we have all the choices here at Dublin Nissan every day. And now's the time to take advantage of all new discounted pricing on new Rogues and Pathfinders. We sell cars well every day at Dublin Nissan.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm continuing my conversation with Miss Beverly Brown, the head honcho over these libraries here. That's the title I gave her. That's not really her title, but I was saying before the break, I got the newsletter, and it was like running off the page at all the things you got this summer. Go down a few. I know you're not going to give me an exhaustive list, but hit the highlights and tell me.
Well, first I want to say thanks to this wonderful staff here at the library. We're able to put all these programs together. It is a lot of work behind the scenes, and they do such a wonderful job of, getting all the logistics worked out for these programs. And this year, I am so delighted that we are partnering with the Dublin Lawrence County Recreation Department to offer Splashes and Stories Swimming into Literacy program. The main goal of the reading program is to encourage reading throughout the summer to prevent summer reading loss. And so we love to partner with organizations to help us do that and to encourage kids. This program, children are able, in K through 8th grade, they are able to receive a award. They can go to the water park, and there's going to be one day on a Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. on July 28th where they will be able to go to the water park free. It's a pass they can get to go to the water park. Now, they do have to read a certain number of books, and those books are determined by their grade level. And if you want to find out more about this program, please visit us on our website at ocrl.org, our Facebook page, or just call the Children's Department at the library, and we can tell you how many books you need to read according to your grade level, so you can gain one of those passes. Now, you have to finish the program, so, we want to encourage you. So that's why the Dublin Lawrence County Recreation Authority and Councilman Benny Jones was very instrumental in coming up with this program and working with the library and the rec department to help us implement this. So it's a really exciting time.
Yeah, we're talking about kids needing to read. That's just one incentive for them right there. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try to read backwards here on the front window. Reading creates a rainbow of possibilities. And we're on the inside of the room, that's facing the outside for a reason, because it does create a rainbow of possibilities. Mm-hmm. It opens all kind of doors.
It does.
I was talking off camera with you a minute ago, and this day and time, you can't do math, you can't do anything without knowing how to read and comprehend that.
That's right.
And I read to my grandkids all the time, and not only that, I quiz them and go back through. I cannot believe what they can attain. There's no way I'd get all that. I'd probably fail the 5th grade if I went back to school now.
Yes, me too.
What they're teaching them,
yes.
Vocabulary words that I think I was in the 8th or 9th grade. These kids are in 1st, 2nd grade. So, and I'm glad. I'm glad they're doing this.
I am too.
So we can be ahead of the game. Well, what about the reptile man? Is he coming back?
Yes. Jason Clark with the Southeastern Reptile Rescue will be here next Wednesday. Not this week, next Wednesday. And this is one of our most popular shows that we have. And it's very educational. It's fun, but it's also educational. He talks about venomous and non-venomous reptiles and alligators and all that stuff that the kids enjoy. Now, this program is not just for children. Mm-hmm. It started out being for children, but it is so popular, I believe the adults enjoy it more than the children do.
Yeah, last year the adults pushing the kids out of the way, and I'm kidding about that, but they're getting right in there, and you cannot move. I I filmed it and had to stand on top of a table.
I remember that.
Just to be able to film it, because there's that many people there, and
Yes.
you do multiple shows, right?
Yes, the morning show is really for our groups, and they are pre-registered, like the daycares and those type groups. And then the 2 o'clock program is open to the public. And so it is an exciting time. Of course, the director likes to hide during that time. She's afraid of snakes.
Well,
So
I don't want to play with snakes, but I was weed eating this weekend in the yard, and so I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and there's a big old rat snake out by the playground equipment. Of course, I scooted him on along. I'm not going to kill a snake like that. He's non-venomous. Matter of fact, I learned many years ago now at that reptile show that it is against the law to kill a non-venomous snake. I never knew that before. But because they have like the king snake, we want them because they kill all the bad snakes. Rat snake, they get all the other things, the crickets and the mouse and all that kind of stuff.
it's a very educational show. It really is very educational. I will say I'm not as afraid as I once was before I mean, after 32 years, this person has been here for so many years, and he's been doing this program at the library for just a number of years. So I've learned an awful lot, and I'm sure that our community has too.
I can always tell when the library opens, looks like they're filing in. One thing I remember about the library so much, and I was noticing, you can come in and read the newspaper. You just need to read the newspaper, but you don't have them on them sticks anymore. I always love them long sticks. I guess you put them on there to keep them straight or keep people from going out with them. I don't know.
Yes.
What was the purpose of the stick?
Well, you got it right. Mostly to be accountable so we can keep up with them and that type thing.
You can see that big old stick walking out, can't you?
Yes.
But you got different newspapers up there. You got computer banks all across the section to the right when you come
Yes.
in, and you have special services. You have
Yes.
the genealogy room. It's always been one that impressed me, and I've actually come and utilized that because when you're looking where someone's buried, a lot of times, because not all the churches, but all the churches were invited to turn in the maps for the cemeteries. You can go in there and look. And when I come in and see Alan Thomas in there, I've just hit gold that day because he is a wealth of knowledge.
He works
isn't he?
here. He works for the library.
Yeah.
Well, we've teased him for years. We say he works here, but anytime we say Alan works here, but anytime we have a question, even if he's not here, we can call him. So he is one of our go-to people, and Scott Thompson,
Yes.
of course.
They are incredible.
They
aren't
are.
The knowledge they have. I run into Alan at the mall. He was walking in the mall, and we stopped and talked. And about an hour later, I know it's hard for you to believe, but about an hour later, we were about to leave, and I said, "I'm so sorry I interrupted you walk." He said, "I don't care. I'm still going to tell my wife I walked all that time." So I could have walked and talked with him, but we didn't do that. But I just learned so much every time we
He's
talk.
such a good man. I mean, I enjoy his visits when he comes. And I always tell the staff, now when Alan is in here, make sure you let me know so I can come visit with him
Yeah.
again. Yes.
So summer is busy. Is this the busiest time of the year, or I know you have the used book sale? That's busy.
We just have, it just depends on, summer is definitely one of the busiest times of the year. Years back when kids had to do a lot of research, we were really busy during the school year. But of course now, we do get lots of reference questions and things like that during the school year, mostly electronic resources that the kids are asking for. So that keeps us busy, but definitely the summer is when we play tag team with the schools, and we're delighted it's our turn, and we get the kids, and we're excited to have them. So we look forward to the summer programs.
Well, and the computers, over half of Lawrence County does not have broadband.
No.
It's just so many kids, and I don't know how you're going to learn, how you do your homework, unless you got a computer, and that's where your local library comes in too. You can come in and I know back in not mine in your day, We had World Book encyclopedias, and we had to go and find if we was going to do a report on Egypt. Of course, we'd grab the E, and there we go.
There you, yes.
So I don't know what it was, but they'd always send around these real pretty girls to sell encyclopedias, and my dad would always buy. And I don't know if he was wanting to buy them from her or if he was trying to help us learn. Might have been a little bit of both. And he's probably watching this right now, and he's going to say, James, you ought not talk about that on TV.
You know what I tell people, James, if they still have them, and they call me and they'll say, Beverly, can we donate those to the library for the book sale? And I said, no, you cannot.
They're heavy. There's a lot of them. I mean, if you just had 10
Those
donated.
days have passed.
Yes, they are with computers now. You know, it's funny about computers. I'll be talking to somebody on the phone, and I'll tell them the answer, and they say, how do you know all that? I said, well, I was Googling it while you were talking. I'm not going to take credit for something that I didn't know myself. But you can Google anything.
Anything you want to
Find
learn
out
how to
anything
do.
you want.
Yes.
Okay, what are some other highlights for this summer?
Well, one other thing we're doing with the Dublin city schools, we're partnering with them for a mobile library. And that's exciting. And this was also one of Councilman Jones' ideas. His idea was to have us go to different locations in Lawrence County to deliver books to children during the summer. We would not have been able to do this without the help of Dublin City Schools because they are allowing us to use their big green reading machine. You probably saw that when you
out
pulled
there in the
up
parking lot,
this morning because we have to put some books on that and be ready for Thursday. And they're also giving us a driver, and they're paying for the fuel. And the only thing we're doing is making sure that we have the books, and we also have 2 employees that are able to go out and deliver these books because everybody can't get to the library. So we want to make sure they are reading during the summer as well, and so we are going to some of the locations in Dublin.
That is so good. It replaces the pink bookmobile that we used to have growing up, and you know, they'd go to Aldi. Of course, I lived out in the country. We couldn't have went to the library.
I know. And we were hoping that we would be able to do it for Lawrence County schools as well, but we couldn't get it worked out as quickly this summer. But if this program grows, this is just a pilot. You know, we're just trying it out this summer to see how it works, and hopefully we will expand.
Yeah, it's going to work. It's definitely going to work. What are the hours of the library?
So the library is open Monday through Thursday. We open at 9 and we close at 7. And then on Fridays, we're open from 9 until 5. Saturdays, 10 until 2.
Now, this morning when I got here, it was quiet because the busy bees, Beverly's elves, were running around getting everything in order and straightening up things. But during the day when I'm here, it's not like when I was growing up, you better not make a sound in the library. It's not like that anymore, is it?
No, libraries are noisy, very noisy. We try to keep the noise level down in the reading room and around the computers where we have people working on homework assignments and things of that nature. But as far as a library, it is not a quiet place, and the children's department is definitely not quiet.
Yeah, and that's where we are now. And if it was during hours that you're open, we wouldn't be able to come in here. We'd have to get over in a corner somewhere probably. But this is a fun room from the minute you walk in the door, with all the decorations up top and the fire-breathing dragons and the books. And I even saw, I didn't realize this before, but this is a kid's room, but there's a section over here that's a parroting collection. So while the kids are picking out their books, Mom and Daddy might need a little help on whatever's going on with the child. So, and you've got those books here too.
Well, you noticed that, huh? That is something else, James. Yes, that is it's important to have resources for parents, and we thought it would be a great idea to have them in the children's department. So when the parents are checking out books for their children, they can also check those books out.
Exactly how many books? No, I'm kidding. But about how many books are in the library?
For Lawrence County, there's probably, I would say, roughly 90,000.
Wow. Wow.
roughly 90,000.
That is incredible. And that's what this staff, Beverly was talking about her people a while ago, that's what this staff has to do. They have to keep up with them and keep them all in order, and where some kid pulls it out and sticks it back over in the whatever section,
Yes.
and you got to go through and you got to correct all that.
It's lost like a needle in a haystack.
Oh, ain't that the truth? And you're showing a book here, but it's not where it goes. But you know, the library all my life has been a fun place to be. Now, growing up, we didn't have air conditioner in my school, but there was one window unit in the library, so I'd always go check out a book, even if I wasn't going to read it, just to cool off for a minute. But it was just a different day back then, and but books were important then. Books are important now, aren't they?
Yes, books will always be important. Reading will always be important. You may you may want to read using a different format, but reading is always going to be important because that's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we become a part of society. Reading is fundamental.
And that knowledge, nobody can take it from you.
No one.
Nobody. You know, you and I both are Christians, and I worry sometime about the Bible. There may come a day in this world where you can't get a hold of a Bible. So that knowledge, what you've memorized, what you've gained. I was listening to a Gideon speak a few years ago, and they had run out of Bibles on this island they were on. So they started tearing out pages and giving them to these people. Well, they got a letter from this guy that got one page. He ended up getting saved because of that one page. He said he had read it over and over and over. And we know the Word of God says that His Word will not come back void. So if we're reading that Word and we're studying that Word, just like these books in here, nobody can take that knowledge away from you, can they?
Yes, we have that forever.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we can't talk forever today, but we're going to take another break and come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably money or loans. Maybe it's vaults. The problem is, these are all just things. And a bank is not a collection of things. A bank is a collection of stories. If you've been around long enough, you've heard one of us say, "It pays to bank blue." The hero of our story is you. Every home bought, every business opened, every dream secured has been your story. We've just had a front row seat, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Midstate Pools and Spas is Middle Georgia's most trusted pool builder. Whether it's in-ground or above, you can count on Midstate Pools and Spas for all your pool needs, including outdoor furniture. From pool chairs to patio furniture, Midstate Pools and Spas carries Telescope and Polly's Island. So call or come in today to Midstate Pools and Spas. Now open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 1.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. If you just joined us, I'm talking to Beverly Brown here at the Lawrence County Library, and we invite you to come in. We have a wonderful library, and I just learned for the first time over 90,000 books are available. It's just an awesome tool that we want you to take advantage of, and so many people do. Now, certain times of the year, you go out to different places. You do what they call a pop-up library. Tell our viewers, what is a pop-up library and how do you do that?
Well, a pop-up library is just the library taking resources out to different places in the community. We are invited to lots of places. Say, for example, if Lawrence County Schools, if they're having an event, they may call us and say, you know, could you bring your pop-up library? And so what we do is we bring resources to tell about what resources we have at the library. We also issue library cards and things like that when we go out to pop-up libraries. We partner with the Captain W. Gray Resource Center, and we go over there. We try to get over there at least every few months in that community because we are partnering with them, but we often go to lots of places. You'll see us all out in the community with the pop-up library.
So they can invite you to go to their youth group or their church or Vacation Bible School or
Yes.
whatever, you can go out and expose those kids.
We can. They can invite us, but I can tell you, we are busy little bees.
Yeah.
So you have to ask us far in advance because the library, we plan our programs at least a month and a half in advance because we have to also cover the library. So we are happy to come out, but we do have to plan.
Yeah.
But it is a good time.
Now, you're not just the Lawrence County Library. You're actually the Oconee Regional, is that what we call it?
We are the Oconee Regional Library System, and that consists of, there's a 5-county library system. Of course, Lawrence County Library is our headquarters, and then we have Truckland County Library, Johnson County Library, Washington County Library, Glasscock County Library.
Okay, you reach out there then.
Yes.
What's the most fun thing about what you do?
I think I was, for most of the years at the library, for at least 25, I worked in the public service area. So I like people, of course. And so as director, I think that's just an extended part of what I like to do. I get to be out in the community and still talk to people in the community. While I'm not at the front desk, I am still a community person, and I'm still getting to know people and invite people to the library and tell them about the library. So that is that's the fun part for me.
And you still do library cards, right?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, library cards are free. Your parent comes in and signs for you to get a library card, and it's free, and that's all you need to do. They come in, they bring their driver's license and proof of their address, and they can get a library card. They also can get what we have now is called a play card. And we have invited schools across our county to participate in the play card program. And this is just a Pines card for youth, for students. It's a student's library card, but it's not a physical card. It's actually a student number that you get from your school. And we have to have the schools to opt in for this program. So we are working with the schools to try to get them to join. So they can come in, then the students can come in and give us their student number, and they can check out that way as well.
So I can still remember what them library cards looked like when I was little, and obviously they've changed through the years. What is it, like a debit card now or a number? How does that work?
Well, it still has it's a plastic card, and it has a number on it, and we scan it, and that pulls up your information.
And how long can you keep a book when you check it out?
You can keep a book 2 weeks, and you can call and renew it if no one is waiting for it on a holds list.
You probably have several of those people on lists waiting to get a book, don't you?
Yes, of course, we do.
Okay, you never tell me no when I want to come by and talk about the library, and it's like every single time I learn something new, and I get a lot of comments on the shows that we do, and the library also. They'll say, I didn't know X, Y, Z, and I'll say, well, I didn't know A, B, C. It's crazy, and even in the children's room, looks like we got one of these mats down here hanging on our grandchildren. We have a playroom with all their stuff in it. And my 3-year-old is going around, I was holding him the other day, and he's saying, bee, butterfly, whatever's on there, you know. So he's only 3. He can't read, but he's already recognizing what words, you know, go with what insect or whatever they are, apple. So they're never too young to learn.
And we always try to have our pictures, and like you say, even our floor rug has an opportunity for children to learn.
Well, this is an inviting room in here now. I think I'm gonna start reading in here. I'll fit right in with these kids. So, well, Beverly, I appreciate you talking to me today. I know you're very busy. You got a lot going on, but you always take the time to talk with me.
I love talking to you, James.
Same here. And we enjoy sharing these ideas with you at the Lawrence County Library. Come out this summer and take advantage of it.